What's up, Mecha fans, and welcome back to the channel. So today we again have another very exciting unboxing. The kind of people over at Yolopark sent me over their brand new AMK 20cm model kits of the Evangelion units. So we've got Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 0, the three main ones from the series. I'm very excited to dive into these, but before we do, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of Mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also head on down to the comment section below. Are you eyeing these things up? Have you already bought them? And if you have, let me know what you think of them as well. So like I said, these things were actually sent over to me by Yolopark themselves. I do have an affiliate link which I will put in the description below, and also if you use the code MECHA, that's MECHA, you can get 5% off at their website as well, including 5% off, of course, these kits they're about to talk about here. Without further ado though, let us take a look at these. Now, I am going to kind of unbox these, show you guys like the box, and then show you guys the built figures. I am not going to do a build. I'm not going to record the build anyway because I never really do that kind of thing, and it would probably be a little bit annoying not only for me to film, but also for me to set up on all this kind of stuff. The build's pretty basic anyway, and I'll kind of talk you guys through the build just a little bit. We've got Evangelion test type 1, basically Unit 1, and straight away, as soon as I opened like the box containing these boxes, I was just immediately like, I don't want to say blown away, but I was very impressed. Let's just say that. I was very impressed by the box art here. It just stands out so much. Feels, like there's so much effort put into it. It's not lazy in any way. And it also does actually show off the kit itself. And it basically tells you, like, yeah, this is the actual products that you get in, even though you cannot directly see it inside. Then you have the bottom as well, which again, looks really good. Like, there's so much detail put into this, and there's so much effort and care and love put into these box arts, which I'm just blown away by. And then you can see on the top, it's twisted around. It's exactly the same as on the bottom. And then looking at the side, we've got a nice shot again of Unit 1, the actual kit itself. And then on this other side, we do have the same thing again, but it's just in a different pose. And then moving on to the back, we've got all the ones we can get, of course. Unit 0, 1, 2, and then you've kind of got like a basic detailed like instruction thing. Over here, it's probably easier if I do that, where you can kind of see like how it's built up in its most like basic form, if you will. And then this is all the stuff that you get down here. If I can kind of show you guys up close, you get a bunch of accessories, different hands, and you do get the kind of stand thing for them to sit on as well, which is very, very cool. So there's so much included in these, and for a great price, I might add. Now, I will show you guys first off the inside, because these are not like model kits in the same way that Gunpla are. Like, they are model kits, but they are kind of somewhere in between a figure and a model kit. I'll show you guys what I mean. But if we open this up here, as you can see, it is kind of like pre-put together parts that you then kind of snap together. But the presentation of this thing is awesome. Like, it just feels like a premium box. Like, the quality of it, the overall presentation of everything in the box, it feels very premium, especially for the price, which, like I said, these go for like £30–40, which I think is very, very reasonable. This is how much you would pay for a real grade Bandai one. And, you guys don't want that like full experience of having to build it up and all that, but you still kind of like that brief process, but you also want a good looking figure for a good price. This is, I would say, the way to go, without a doubt. Like, great accessories, of course, like, you get the stand. It's just a great looking figure and a great representation of Eva, especially when you can get all three of the main ones. And I assume if this line is successful, they will do more in the future, like Unit 6 and also Mari's unit, which might be Unit 8, but I can't quite remember. Anyway, there we have Unit 1, and then we'll dive into Unit 2 now. So again, I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit quicker, but here is Unit 2 on the front, looking fantastic. Again, actual product image, which looks great. The bottom, which is exactly the same on the top, so I won't show you guys that. We've got the side. Again, these all follow the same pattern, or this follows the same pattern as Unit 1, and it'll be the same with Unit 2 as well. And then on the back, same type of thing. Again, bunch of accessory stuff down there, and the basics of how you build it up, which, it's pretty straightforward. It's not a complex build by any means, but yeah, there we have Unit 2, and I will quickly, again, show you guys the inside, if I can get the Velcro off. So again, you can feel it's premium because it's got Velcro on it. And yeah, great presentation again. Very, very similar case, and we got some, nice kind of shots of different poses and all that kind of stuff. Very, very, very cool. I'm very excited to get these out myself and actually take a proper good look at these things built up. But last but certainly not least, we do have Unit 0. I don't know why they call it Type. I don't know, like maybe that's what it's actually called in the series, but we all just refer to it as unit. But anyway, here we have, of course, Ray Ayanami's unit being Unit 0. Very, very, very cool. Then, again, probably best going on the bottom actually, because that's the right way up. There we go, Unit 0. Very cool indeed. And then we do have the side bit. And then the other side as well. And then the back, again, same case, shows all of the stuff like accessories and that down the bottom, and then the basic build of it. That is it. That is the kits so far. I'm going to go and build them, and I'll be back with you guys, I want to say in a second, but it's going to be a lot longer than that. For you guys, it'll be a second. For me, it's probably going to be about half an hour. But I'll see you guys soon.
1 hour later.
Alright guys, so I am now back after about an hour, 45 minutes or so of building these things up, getting them out of the boxes, figuring out how they do all come together. And I gotta say that the building process is very straightforward, very simple, and that is very good, I think. So for those that kind of maybe beginner model kit people, this is a great entry point for that because they are quite simple and straightforward. Now, the one thing that really frustrated me about building these is the joints. Some of the joints are fine, you know, they slot into place really nicely, little ball joints and that, they just nicely fit in, but some of them are really tight. So posing them is not the easiest thing, or it doesn't feel like the safest thing, because you do feel like you're going to break something every time that you do try to pose it, because, you know, as the Evangelion units are, they are, you know, more humanoid, more like kind of slim looking, so whenever you're trying to pose things, because it is thinner, generally like as an entity, or in this case as a figure, you are a little bit wary when you're doing it. That's all I'll say. That's really the only problem that I have with it. Aesthetically speaking, these things look fantastic, and we'll kick things off with Ava Unit 1. Now I have put this actually on like the thing that you can stand it on, so I will show you guys. So as you can see, it's a little bit wobbly on there because I haven't like properly stood it on, but here we have it. Here is Ava Unit 1. And as you can see, this thing looks great. I mean, like, it looks, of course, like Ava Unit 1. Proportions and everything like that are really fantastic. As you can see, we've got it kind of gripping the knife there. You do get a bunch of accessories, which I'll show you guys some of them quite soon. But I got to say that, like, with the addition of this stand thing, this just makes it great because I can put, like, all three of these units side by side, and they can almost like really nicely line up with one another, but also because this is just like a straight flat thing, I don't have to worry about them falling over quite as much. So you essentially get a free stand that, you know, is not just like the clear stand that you'll usually get with for model kits or with model kits, but it's something that's very much stylized after the series itself. So there we have Unit 1. Now, for Unit 1, this is like the only kit where I actually built up this stand thing. I didn't bother doing it for the other ones because it's exactly the same. And the building process for that was pretty straightforward, I gotta say. Now, there was like a bit of a problem that I had with these kind of things that stand here. I wasn't 100% sure how they went together, so I do kind of wish there was more close-up images of like showing how these things actually got put together, because that really frustrated me and took up a lot more of my time. That's the only really problem with the instructions. Everything else, considering the instructions, was really fantastic and very simple and straightforward. They did a really good job at it. Next up, then, we will move on to Unit 2, and here we have Unit 2, which this one looks, I think, like as a kit, looks really great. Proportions and that, everything, like this one came together really well. Now, this is not my favorite unit. Ava Unit 1 is my personal favorite, as with most people, I think, but I do really like Unit 6 as well. This one, I think, like as a kit and like as a great representation of the one in the series, this one might be the most like accurate looking, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I mean, these all look really great, and you can see that it's got the blaster weapon thing here. Now, one of the coolest things about this, if I can kind of get it, so this can actually, as you can see, like pushes up and then pull it down like that. That's really cool. I like that. That's just like a neat little addition to it. But yeah, Unit 2 also looks really fantastic. And before we get on to Unit 0, I'm going to show off some accessory stuff. Now, I didn't get all the accessories out for all the characters, but essentially you get a gun, a couple of knives, and then 4 different types of hands. You can see here, this is like the weapon gripping, holding hand, trigger hand, whatever you want to call it. And then these are the other 3 different hands. So you get a straight up, obviously these are for Unit 1. So you get a straight up fist there that you can see. You also get a bit of a like holding out hand, kind of. I don't really know what this is meant to be as a hand. And then you get kind of like a flat fisted one. Sorry, a flat-handed one, kind of. And then moving on to the last one, last but certainly not least. Now, this is not my favourite unit. As I said, Unit 1 is my favourite, but it does, well, it is the unit of my personal favourite of the pilots, and that is, of course, Ray Iron Army's Unit 0. And I did it kind of in the pose where it goes insane and starts smashing its head against the wall, trying to kill Gendo or whatever. This kind of also shows, like, nice posability of the joints. You can see double jointed elbows. That's always really good for getting some of these really cool poses like this. Double jointed legs as well. I'll show you guys there. Now, another thing. Now, this is going to sound like I'm being really negative. Overall, I do really like these kits. There are some frustrations that I have with them, though, and one of which is the feet. I don't think there's, like, double jointing in the feet. Maybe there's supposed to be, but I don't really think there is. I think it's simply a manufacturing and quality control problem on the part of these, but it seems to be the same across all of them. I think it's just the way that the feet are put together. But if you guys can see there, it's kind of in 3 different parts. And if these 3 different parts aren't put together all that well, which in this case is really difficult to show you guys, but essentially, like, this bit is kind of coming away, so it's not completely flat on the bottom. So it's kind of hard to get it to stand properly without wobbling or anything like that, which is not going to be a massive problem once you've got it on those stands, but if you don't want to display it on the stands, it is a little bit of a problem, at least for me anyway, and this might just be a case of my kits, it might not be the same across them all, but, you know, you can still get decent poses out of it anyway. It's just something that is slightly annoying and could potentially be a concern depending on the kind of poses that you're trying to get, and depending on how severe it is. But once again, Unit 0, these all look great, like the colours, the colour separation, of course, as well. All of it looks really good. And also the size, like, these are like 20 centimeters. These are, I would say, really the ideal size. To me, these are, you know, they're not too big. They're also not too small. You know, they're nicely a little bit bigger than Gunpla's. But yeah, I just think they're, like, really solid, good sizes. And overall, I'm impressed with these. Despite my grievances with a couple of things, like I said, joints are a little bit frustrating, and there's also some other, like, grievances with the feet and things like that. Minor things for the most part, but I'm really impressed with these kits. Yolopark did a great job, and once again, thank you to them for sending these out to me. As far as things this price that I've bought before, definitely worth it. I would be happy paying $30-40 for these things, because, yeah, good quality for a great price as well. Before I get out there though, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of Mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, head on down to the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these kits. Do you plan on picking them up in the future? Like I said, if you do want to get them for yourself, I do have my affiliate link or referral link, whatever you want to call it, down in the description below. And you can use the code MECHA, that's MECHA, at checkout for 5% off. And once again, huge shout out to Yolopark for sending these kits out to me. Thank you once again for tuning into Mecha Chat today. I'll see you guys next time.